And welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Love Ribbon. I'm the Leviathan, and let's continue on with the game where we last left off. Zoey had warmed up to us a bit, and we got ice cream and stuff together, and now we're at a venue together, so Zoey and I walk to the venue together. Once we arrive, Zoey meets up with her temporary band and heads backstage, leaving me to wait with the audience for her show to begin. I feel awkward at first, loitering in a bar without ordering anything or talking to anyone, but that feeling disappears the moment Zoey steps on stage. Together with her band, she floods the dining area with music. Before long, I am unable to hear any of the conversations around me, or the television behind the bar. All eyes are distracted towards the stage, mine included. The performance ends after about 15 minutes or so, but I'm told that they're just taking a break. After 10 minutes, they'll be back on stage. I take this opportunity to tackle my sister. Zoey, that was absolutely amazing. No wonder you wanted to play so badly. I couldn't believe my ears. Yeah, Iris, shush, keep it down. I'm supposed to be you, remember? Stop calling me Zoey. Oh, right. Iris, that was absolutely... I get it. Stop already. Besides, it was nothing special. I was just playing what they told me to. That's not true. I don't think you understand just how talented you are. Iris, I know I was skeptical about you playing in the evening, but I can see how serious you are about this. I promise I will be nothing but supportive from now on. Zoey scratches her face and averts her gaze. She's blushing, as she's been since I had first started to praise her. Honestly, what part of stop did you not understand? This is why I didn't want you to come. So you say, but here I am. A couple of Zoey's bandmates begin to move while we're talking. They head towards the stage once more, carrying their equipment with them. Ah, looks like break time is over. Yeah, we get plenty of breaks throughout the show, but they're all pretty short. Anyway, you should head on home. I can't guarantee we'll finish on time, and it'll be getting dark by the time I'm done. Alright, I understand. I don't like it, but I'll do as you say. I have faith that you'll be alright. Of course I will. I'm not some helpless little girl, you know. I'll stick to bottled water that I can pick up myself if it's too late. I'll make sure to call a cab. You just hurry on home. I reluctantly nod and take a step back as Zoey picks up her guitar. Looks like we're up. Sorry to cut this short, but... No, I understand. Knock 'em dead, Iris. Show 'em what my amazing little sister is made of. Yeah, thanks. Blushing at my remark, Zoey takes a few deep breaths and heads onto stage. Her figure retreats beneath the curtain that separates the audience from preparation area backstage, and I am alone once more. Even so, I don't feel lonely or disheartened. In fact, I feel more excited than I did when I first heard that Zoey would be playing. That's because I knew that because Zoey wants me here, listening to her play. She wants me to ease her nerves, and to give her the courage to play. Behind the wall she puts up around herself, Zoey's starting to think of me as her sister, someone whom she can rely upon, and with whom she can share these special moments. After being estranged for so many years, we're finally on our way to becoming a real family. Well, that's good. Following a break filled with touchy subjects, it goes through calculus without a single part of the lesson sticking. All I've been able to think about lately is Zoey, who is sitting next to me in class, nonchalantly practicing how to twirl her mechanical pencil. Good work, class. I know this module is hard, but that's all the more reason you need to pay attention. Everything in today's lesson will be in the next exam, so make sure to review when you get home. Irk. Bidding the class farewell, our teacher leaves us to stew in the aftermath of his lesson. How do we have another exam coming up already? I am so screwed. And whose fault is that? If you don't want to fail, perhaps you should pay more attention in class, says the person responsible for my current state. I don't want to hear that from a truant. Don't be so quick to judge. As I recall, this truant's test grades are higher than yours. That just isn't fair. Life isn't fair. If you want to lift your grades, you know what you need to do. I know, I need to buckle down. But I already spent a lot of my free time studying. What if it isn't enough? Even if I want to do better on our next exam, there are limits to what one person can accomplish. Quit moaning and accept your fate. Tell you what, since I'm so nice, I'll lend you my notes when we get home. I'll even tutor you too, so I don't want to hear any more excuses, understood? I'll try not to roll my eyes at Zoey's teasing, smiling to myself. We seem to have developed a much better rapport in the days since I watched her show. But she did love to mock how I frequently scolded her, and today was no exception. She never took her teasing too far, but I've already come to expect it. It might annoy me if I didn't see her underlying motive to spend time with me in most of her attempts. Yeah, right. Thanks, Zoey. Thank me after your next calculus exam. Well, aren't you humble? Zoey and I both turned to find a girl from our calculus class staring at Zoey. The girl's expression is as serious as her tone, and I can't see any good coming from her intervention. Excuse me? Just listen to you. One night with your notes and Iris will ace this test? Give me a break. The girl steps forward, crossing her arms, and stares Zoey down. Or what, you think because you're a higher grade calculus class that you're special? You barely even attend class, you have no right to be here. How's my attendance any of your business? Besides, I was placed in this class based on my results, it's not like I asked to be here. And it shows. It takes a special kind of arrogance to skip lessons you've been given an advanced placement. Have you ever stopped to think about how humiliating it is for students in this class? Your own sister attends every lesson diligently, yet you, who can't even be bothered, showed up, think that you're better than her? You should do everyone here a favor and just quit. Zoey doesn't break eye contact, nor does she respond. She simply glares at the girl antagonizing her as the two face off. No comeback? Figures. You may be arrogant, but you got no bite after all. You know as well as I do no one actually wants you here, not even your own sister. Hold it right there. I slam my hands on my desk and rise to my feet, shouting far louder than intended. If Zoey wants to leave this class, that's her decision to make, but don't you dare claim that she's unwanted. You hate Zoey that much? Then shut up and go. Your presence would be missed far less than Zoey's would. Iris. Hey, calm down, you don't need to pretend. And another thing, don't think for a second you know what's on my mind or that you speak for me. You think you know what everyone else here wants? That takes a special kind of arrogance. Kuh. Don't you forget what I said, Zoey. As long as you're in this class, get out of here already. The girl antagonizing Zoey looks at us once more, then grits her teeth. She walks out of the classroom without saying another word, enduring stares from all around. Honestly, some people. Just how insecure do you have to be to bully someone like that? Girls like her are the worst. Yeah. Zoey's voice falters as she tries to agree with me. What's wrong? If it's about what that girl said, why did you defend me? Zoey asked me an earnest question in a quiet voice. She's not angry, she's honestly doesn't understand. People at this school are more than a little on edge when it comes to grades, but there was no reason to lay into you like that. I've dealt with girls like that before. Why would you put yourself in the firing line like that? No good can come of this. You're just going to make yourself a target too. I just don't understand. What are you saying? Sure you do. I do? I saw you enduring undeserving hardship, and I took your side unconditionally. Didn't you do the same when I was getting chewed out by the teacher? Zoey's expression darkens. Oh, I see. So you were just returning the favor. I sigh and shake my head. It's not about doing you a favor. That thought didn't even cross my mind. We're family. We're sisters. It's only natural that we look out for each other. So don't start getting all gloomy about me doing something unnecessary, alright? Already standing, I grab my books and take a few steps towards the door. Anyway, we can continue this conversation later. For now, I need to get my next class before I pass out. Talk to you later, okay? Sisters, huh? Damn right. I kick my shoes off and sprawl myself out on the couch, home at last. After spending the last half of school in extracurricular activities, and desperate for peace, I'm relieved to finally get just that, even if it's a tad late. Phew, nothing like a quiet night at home, huh? I could just sit back, relax, and crack open a textbook. You find sifting through textbooks relaxing? Just how much of a nerd are you? Well, excuse me for being a model student. I have to do something when I'm home. And that something is studying? You could at least use something useful, like how to cook. Ugh. I look towards the kitchen. Truthfully, I want to learn how to cook. I always have. In practice, however, things never go as smoothly. Alright, fine, leave it to me. Since you don't have a show tonight, I'll make dinner for both of us. You're always doing the cooking when you're not playing, so think of this as a token of appreciation from your older sister. No, you really don't have to do that. Oh, sorry guys. I was saying you should learn how to cook, not take over for me. So I'll learn through experience. What's wrong with that? It's dangerous. Don't you remember what happened last time? You should stay away from the kitchen until you're prepared. Oh, come on, you can't make a cake without cracking a few eggs. You set an oven mitt on fire. Pfft, details. I just need a little practice and I'll be just as good as you in no time. You think so? Of course. You're a good cook. Father is a good cook, and he once said that mother is a good cook too. It must be genetic. Genetic, huh? Even if that's the case. I put an apron and Zoe starts to mumble to herself. Okay, let's see what we have here. Spaghetti, eggs, tomatoes, potatoes, rice. I can work with this. I start pulling out ingredients when I feel Zoe's hand on my shoulder. Zoe? I'm not sure we can rely on genetics here. Have you ever thought that maybe we... I stare at Zoe in confusion. No, never mind. Even if cooking skills were genetic, which they're not, you'd still need to learn from someone. How about I show you the basics? The basics? You mean you'll teach me how to cook? Of course. I'm going to be eating whatever you make, after all, and I prefer it was least edible. How mean. Alright, let's do this. With Zoe by my side, there's no way I can fail. Zoe puts on an apron and pulls out a pot, a potato peeler, and a knife. She hands me the peeler and half fills the pot with water, then places the pot on the stove and turns on the heat. First things first, peel these potatoes while I slice these tomatoes. Once you're done with that, cut the potatoes into wedges, then... Whoa, slow down. Peel the tomatoes, then... No, peel the potatoes, and once they're peeled, cut them into... What are you doing? Peeling a potato? Yeah, but why are you peeling it in zigzags? Straight lines subtly overlapping one another. That's how you get rid of the skin without sacrificing anything worth eating. Oh, I get it. Straight lines, like when you're shaving your legs. Sure, just like that. Oh, lordy. Dots. Alright, and done. Phew, that was hard work. You peeled a grand total of 1 potato. Let's just move on. Here, take this knife and cut the potato in half. Yes, ma'am. I lined up the knife with the potato and tried to judge where exact center is. Cut precisely in half. I never said it had to be precise. Just cut the damn thing in half already. Alright, I'm getting there. Now then. Zoe? What? Which way should I cut it? Lengthwise, or... Zoe slaps herself in the face. You're just screwing with me, aren't you? Screwing with you? Forget it, hand me the knife. I relinquished the knife into Zoe's possession. Watch and learn, newbie. Zoe cuts a potato lengthwise into 2 even halves. She then cuts each of those chunks in half, repeating the process until she has 16 wedges. What? Ooh, just like a real chef. More like a kitchen hand. Cutting potatoes is something any idiot, well, almost any idiot can do. Meanie. Zoe shrugs and places the knife down, then hands me the peeler. Prove me wrong. Pick up another potato and begin to peel it. Just like Zoe told me, I peel in straight lines, not missing any of the skin. Once the potato has been completely deskinned, I pick up the knife and cut into it. Easy. Got it. That wasn't so hard. Congratulations, you're a master chef. Now cut those chunks in half a few times. The bigger the piece of potato, the longer it will take to cook. Understood. And after you're done with that one, peel the next few before worrying about chopping them up. I need the knife to slice these tomatoes. Yes, head chef. Oh, I'm getting hungry. As our meal gradually begins to take shape, Zoe and I take a step back and watch the stove do its magic. On top is a pot with fettuccine pasta. Right next to it is a pot with fried tomatoes. In the oven are potato wedges, and last but not least, the eggs are sitting on the counter, waiting to be cracked. So, we just wait? That's the idea. Wow, this cooking thing is easy. Following some basic instructions and lays about while the stove does the rest, I might have a knack for this after all. Just make sure the pot doesn't boil over, okay? Oh, and keep an eye on the wedges. They'll turn into charcoal if you leave them cooking for too long. Seriously? Duh, that's what happens when you overcook something. Cooking isn't all fun and games. If you lose concentration for even a moment, you might wind up cutting off one of your fingers. Are you kidding? I'm not kidding. Oil burns, knife wounds, gas leaks, fires. Oh, okay, I get it. Electrocution, salmonella, dismemberment. Stop already. I understand. I'll keep an eye on the food while it cooks. That's all I ask. I breathe a deep sigh and smile at Zoe. But you know, even if cooking can be dangerous, it was kind of fun to have you show me how it's done. We should do things like this together more often. If you want, of course. Sure, I'm game. Who knows, maybe one of these days I'll come home from a gig to the smell of a home cooking. And housewife Iris will be waiting for you in nothing but an apron. Never mind, I'll just eat on my way home. You can't do that. What am I gonna do if you're eating out all the time? What? You don't know what that actually means, do you? Oh, jokes. What it actually means? Never mind. No, tell me. Fine. You see, by eat out, what it can mean is... Oops, time to turn the heat down. Hey, stop laughing and tell me already. Zoey. Oh, gonna talk about sexual thingies. It's getting... No? Guess we're not gonna know. Sometime after returning home from errands, I decide to prepare for a late dinner with Zoey. I'm not terribly hungry myself, but Zoey will be too tired to cook when she returns, so it's either this or we order takeout. I open the refrigerator to look for something easy to make. What should we have tonight? Leftovers would be easiest, but I feel kind of bad just reheating what Zoey made. Maybe I'll... Click. I close the refrigerator and turn towards the door. The sound of the lock turning catches my attention, and a moment later I see a familiar figure in the doorway. Yo, I'm back. Ah, welcome back home, Zoey. Are you hungry? I was just thinking about making dinner. Nah, I'm good. The pay this time was really low, but I get to order whatever I wanted, free of charge. Oh, alright. I guess that's kind of cool. Was the food at the venue any good? Not really. It's all greasy garbage. It was filling, though. Haha, I see. Well, I guess I don't have to worry about dinner then. I'm also not really hungry, so... My voice trails off, and I see what Zoey's holding in her hand. Wait a minute, is that... Oh, this? Noticing my gaze, Zoey raises a six-pack of beer cans in her hand and places it on the table. Another perk from the job. A lot of low-paying venues try to rope performers in by offering them inventory. I told them I was still a student, but they gave it to me anyway. I want beer? Ooh, how irresponsible. Tell me about it. Anyway, even if you aren't hungry, you might want to eat something. It's not good to drink on an empty stomach, you know? Yeah, I heard. Hold on, are you saying you want me to drink all of this? Not all of it, just half. Or would you rather see your sister completely wasted? No, that's... Couldn't we just, I don't know, not drink it? Don't be a stick in the mud. That would be a waste. Then why not just have one can? Moderation is important, you know? Oh, I thought you didn't like to do things half-assed. I really don't think that applies here. I look towards the six-pack again. Is it at least light beer? Nope, full of sugar, alcohol, and everything else that makes it worth drinking. Or so I'm told. Come on, celebrate with me. Thanks to you, I can even get into places to play. Don't remind me. Ha, I feel like a bad sister for saying this, but... Alright, let's drink. Oh, they're gonna get drunk. Things are gonna happen. Now you're talking. Oh god, bedroom scene. Zoey and I moved to our bedroom after drinking 2 cans each. The taste really wasn't something I enjoyed at all, but I stuck with it out of pressure to look mature. We each sit on the floor near her bed as we nurse the third and final cans, taking our time to sip them slowly. Lightweights. I feel my body gradually begin to relax. The alcohol is getting to me already. It would seem that I'm a lightweight. No shit. Are you still with me, Iris? Zoey waves her hand in front of my face. If you're feeling sick, you should just put it down. Better it goes to waste than you make yourself ill. I push Zoey's hand away and take another sip. I'm fine. I'm just a little tipsy. You were a little tipsy before you even finished your first can. Shut up, I don't usually drink, okay? Usually? Don't you mean you never have before? Zoey's smug face as she calls out should bother me, but I'm currently too relaxed to care. I shrug in response. People seem to do dumb stuff when they're drunk. I don't want to make an ass out of myself. Heh, I see. Zoey moves closer to me. So you're afraid of doing something you might regret? Exactly, you never know what's going to happen when you drink too much. That's why you should only drink in the safety of your friends and family. Oh, wise words befitting an older sister. Zoey brings her hand to her mouth and stifles a laugh. I get the feeling she's a lot more than open when she's had a few to drink. But, you know, things can happen even if you're only with friends and family. Alcohol causes people to release their inhibitions and do and say things they usually wouldn't. If you aren't careful, they just might acting true to yourself. I stare at Zoey blankly. The heck is that supposed to mean? Zoey shakes her head. No, never mind. If you can't comprehend what I'm saying, perhaps it's time I cut you off. Ah! Zoey grabs a can from my hand and places it out of my reach. Meanie, you're the one who told me to drink. I am, and as the person responsible for your current state, it is my duty to see your continued well-being. You know, you're surprisingly art. You talk well considering how much you've drank. I'll take that as a compliment. Even so, don't forget that alcohol affects people differently in different ways. Some people become loud, some brood, some are giggly, and others... Oh, Lord. Zoey? Zoey puts her beer can next to mine, and then she wraps her arms around my neck. She brings her face closer until I can feel her breath overlapping mine. Zoey, you're a bit close. Does it bother you? No, I wouldn't say that. Then there's no problem. Zoey continues to bring her face in closer. My first instinct is to push her away, but even as I feel her breath on my cheek, I can't bring myself to do it. Zoey, are you... Zoey moves closer. Instead, she begins to move her hands back and forth, stroking the back of my neck and shoulders. Iris, looking at you up close, your skin is surprisingly soft and smooth. I'm kind of jealous. Zoey slips her hand down lower, reaching under the back of my shirt. Even then, I don't stop her. Do I want her to continue? What am I hoping for exactly? Zoey, you can't... Can't what? If you don't say it clearly, I won't know what you mean. Zoey's hands continue to roam along my back as she rests her head on my shoulder. I can't see her face from this angle. It takes every bit of my falling resolve not to let my excited breathing into her ear. Click. Kia! I jump in surprise as I both feel and hear a faint click. The front of my shirt dropped slightly, and I realize that Zoey unclipped my bra. Sorry, I was trying to move it out of the way. Zoey pulls up off my shoulder, and her rich dark hair falling to one side in a messy manner. Her eyes look sleepy, staring at nothing, dazed despite her coherency earlier. I'm sure I'm not much better. Only then do I realize how close we are. Her lips are barely 3 inches away from mine. I bite my lip to stifle a gasp, which causes Zoey to look at me. There's no need to wear a bra, you know, it's just us here. No, but this is just a bit skinship between siblings, or, you know, incest. I guess that's fine. I bring my face forward, inching closer to Zoey's. Though she hasn't moved any further herself, she doesn't pull away either. Despite being so close, Zoey shows no intention of going any further. A part of me is relieved by this. I'm still unsure of what's going on, and I realize that we're both inebriated. Even so, somewhere deep within my mind, I want nothing more than for this to continue, whatever this may be. We each wait for the other to continue. Neither one of us wants to take the next step alone. I muster my courage and place my hands on Zoey's shoulders. She rests her head on my shoulder and loosely pats both arms around my neck. Her hair is soft and so fine that it tickles my nose. I let my hands slide and down her sides as I hold her, meaning it to only be a comforting touch. But I'm soon appealed to find myself getting excited as the hands make contact with her incredibly warm skin. Her shirt had hitched up, revealing the expanse of her hips to my roaming hands. I try not to show any reaction, but cold chills break out all over me. Not able to contain myself, my body stiffens, breaking the moment. She starts to climb off my lap. Before I can think, I grab her jacket, halting her movement. What do I say now? Searching my mind, I try to think of something to say, but I come up with nothing. All I know is I didn't want Zoey's touch to stop just yet. I move my hand back down her waist, seeking the bare skin there. The contact creates an instant electric reaction in my own body. Zoey shifts forward, steadying herself with her hands on my shoulders. I feel her linking them behind my head. The pressure below my stomach is starting to ache. What is it I'm trying to do right now? All I can do is ask myself that as I inch closer and closer to Zoey's face, closer and closer to her lips. She parts her lips and... It's late. Late? It's a school night. Oh. Zoey looks at me sadly. Filled with both relief and regret, she pulls away of her own volition. Sorry, I don't really know what I was trying to do there. No, you don't need to apologize. Cock blocked. I'm in the same boat as her. I want us to be closer, but I really don't understand how or why. Zoey slowly stands, setting herself on the bed for support. She then crawls into her bed, tossing off her jacket in the process. After bidding Zoey goodnight, I leave her bedroom and head back to my own. I lock the door and lay down on my bed, unconsciously bringing my fingers to my lips as I close my eyes. As I try to fall asleep, a single question remains on my mind. Just what do I want my relationship with Zoey to become? The morning after drinking with Zoey, I find myself regretting my decision to go with the flow. My head hurts, the world is bright and loud, and all I want to do is go back to bed. Unfortunately, the rest of the world won't wait for me, so I have no choice but to go to class. Alright, we'll end for here today. Take note of the page you're currently on. I don't want to waste 10 minutes tomorrow while you're all trying to find your place again. Yes. Our teacher leaves the classroom as our first break of the day begins. At the same time, the classroom is suddenly filled with chatter, as I can feel my head splitting in two. Hey, did you hear about Katie's boyfriend? You mean the college guy? Yeah, that's the one. I heard that he proposed to her over the weekend. Can you believe it? If I heard that from a more trustworthy source, I might. Boo, don't be like that. So what do you think? Will she accept? I wouldn't. My skin crawls just looking at him. That's so mean. Not that you could land an older guy anyway, haha. No, it's girls. Ugh, my head. I wrap both my arms around my face and rest them on the desk, trying to block out the vapid shrieking next to me. Shows what you know, a young girlfriend is a trophy to older guys. Not to mention the fact that high school age escorts are an all-time high. No way. Girls our age prostituting themselves? That's seriously gross. You can't feel good to kiss someone dirty old geezer. I squeeze my ears harder as the conversation beside me seeps in. With all that talk about boyfriends and prostitution, I begin to feel uneasy. Well, obviously they only do it for the money. Well, yeah, even so. As if there could be girls in the school doing that. It's not uncommon, you just need to know what to look for. Like if a girl has poor attendance, a nice wardrobe, or piercings, stuff like that. I don't know. It can't be that easy to spot one. Though now that you mention it, you don't think... Let's ask her. Hey Zoey. Yeah? I instinctively look up as I hear a familiar voice. Despite myself, my heart begins to quicken a little as I see her. Standing next to the two noisy girls and Zoey is Zoey, who doesn't look at all out of place in a classroom full of her seniors. We were just talking about schoolgirl prostitution. What do you think? How much would it take for you to sleep with a sleazy guy twice your age? Zoey shudders. I'd rather kill myself. Haha, that's what I thought. A girl like you could get any hot guy if she wants. Why settle for some old geezer? True, maybe it's only ugly girls who resort to that. Ugly and poor. What a combo. Oh, right, Zoey, there's something I've been meaning to ask. Zoey, do you have a boyfriend? This guy I know keeps bugging me to ask you, and I don't know what to tell him. I consciously lean closer as we wait for Zoey's reply. I'm fairly certain I know the answer, but considering how secretive she can be, I can never be so sure. I don't. Seriously? That's lucky. Can I give him your number, or maybe... Tell him I killed my last boyfriend with an ice pick. You did? You're kidding, aren't you? What do you think? Speaking in a tone as serious as her expression, Zoey shows no sign of cracking a smile or laughing. It's as she sits next to me, not saying a word. Neither of the boisterous girls make a... I'm sorry, I cannot read today. Neither of the boisterous girls make a sound. They both stare at Zoey, eyes wide open and mouths agape, believing without a doubt that Zoey killed her ex. But while the jokes of murder unsettled the two, that's not what settles in my mind. Is it possible that Zoey did have a boyfriend? Someone she was forced to leave behind overseas? Not that I should care, I mean, Zoey is pretty and she probably has had them. Suddenly it feels like I'm suffocating. I loosen the tie around my neck, not daring to look at Zoey. Zoey doesn't pay me any mind, quickly preparing for class. I unconsciously trace my fingertips on my bottom lip, as if I had gone any further last night we might have... Noticing my staring, Zoey shoots me a quick glance. I immediately look down into my lap, not in any way ready to meet her gaze head on, but I've saved by the teacher who flies in and instructs us to open our textbooks. Time flies when you're doing calculus. Phew, all done. I glance up at Zoey, who's sitting across from me at the table. Her arm is propping her head up, while her homework is sitting in front of her. It does seem like she's completed most of the work, despite my numerous offers. Zoey did never ask for any help on the questions. And what's more is she doesn't seem compelled to go out late tonight at all. Tired? Not especially. She leans back in a chair and throws her arm up, interlocking her fingers and stretching, then releasing it with an unceremonious slump. There's nothing to do around here. It's so boring. As my crestfallen look, Zoe quickly backtracks. We could watch a movie or something. Did you want to watch one? There's a movie I've been wanting to see on pay-per-view, I guess. That sounds great. What movie did you have in mind? Hopefully it isn't anything scary. You don't like scary movies? I guess I tried to keep myself away from scary things, considering I was alone a lot. It's a horror movie. My shoulders dip. At the same time, I didn't want to show Zoe that I was scared of something fake blood on a TV screen. Okay, let's watch it. Are you sure? Yeah, it'll be something new. With a chipper facade, I offer to make her popcorn. Zoe refuses it with a slow shake of her head. When she selects a movie from the pay-per-view, I put all the strangely oiled popcorn from a bag and pop it in the microwave. When I return, Zoe sprawled out with one arm across the back of the two-seater. If I sit on the couch, it'll be right next to Zoe. Feeling brave, I set the popcorn down on the table, then plopped down on the couch into her arm. Trying to hog the couch? You didn't think I was going to sit all the way over here by yourself, did you? She looks me right in the eye as I say that. My heart flutters. Just kidding, I can sit over. Her arm drops off the couch to my shoulder, rubbing it reassuringly. This movie's supposed to be pretty scary, or so I've heard. Best we sit close for moral support. With that, the movie begins playing. Well, and with that, I'm also going to end the episode here. Things got a little PG-13. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next, and I hope you guys are actually enjoying this series. From what I've read and what I've seen, it's actually getting to be kind of popular. But yeah, in the next episode, we're going to continue on with the story and see where it goes. But if you like the videos I do and all my other stuff, make sure to click the subscribe button you see on the screen, along with whatever videos you may see. But yeah, I have been the Leviathan, and this has been Love Ribbon, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys.